when they are consuming your minds and your thoughts and your dreams, from the angels to the demons and to the mysteries unseen, there is no need to worry. There is no need for dread. It's just time to discuss the thing at the foot of the bed.
Good evening, and if you're just tuning in, you're listening to 105.3 and 107.7. 105.3 is out of Mississippi FM, and 107.7 is out of New Orleans, Louisiana FM. Give me one sec, guys. This is the thing at the foot of the bed. I'm just getting TikTok started, and it never gives me enough time to do it before we go live. I have to do it after, so give me 1 second. I'll do all the housekeeping things here. Give me 1 sec. Okay, now it's doing it. Anyways, you're listening to the thing at the foot of the bed, and this is UFO Paranormal and United Public Radio Network. I am one of your hosts, Lorilei Potvin, my good friend, amazing medium, and Angel Channel and all those good things is next to me, David. I do all the housekeeping things, and then he pops in with the rest of it. So hang tight while I do all that. I'm sorry, I am sick tonight, so you get what you get with me tonight. As I'm coughing, sorry. A little bit about myself. I am a Canadian psychic medium, crystal Reiki energy healer, Akashic Records practitioner, spiritual teacher, and mentor, as well as registered nurse. Oh, what's that? Oh, is that a train?
Yeah. It's loud.
Hang on, I just noticed one of my other programs is open. God knows why, but we'll close that so we don't use the bandwidth from that. We don't need that, do we? I'm also well-versed in near-death experiences, having had one as a toddler myself, and having studied them over professionally and personally for over 40 years. I am also an animal communicator and well-versed in the paranormal. I always say it didn't go looking for it, it found me. And we've shared our story on the Travel Channel's Paranormal Survivors, Season 4, Episode 9, called Demonic Hauntings. Now, if you like what you see, thanks, Michelle Wilfong. Might as well shout that out, but I'll say that in just a sec, Michelle. If you like what you see, please like, share, and subscribe. Tell all your friends and family. There really is something for everybody on this network. It's not all just UFO-y and paranormal. We have hosts that stream shows several times daily. Well, several shows daily, live throughout the 7 days of the week. And when we're not live, the archive server kicks into the last 25 plus years this network's been around. So there really is something for everyone. Please let them know. But 80% of our audience, and we do stream to potentially every country in the world. When I say potentially, it's who's ever listening, but potentially everybody in every country in the world can listen to UPRN. So, but 80% is audio only. So what you can do, I always say, if you can't see us, you can't comment, and we would love to have you be part of the show, because if you watch this show and my second show, which I do have myself with guests on Monday nights, it is called The Angel Rock from 6 to 8 p.m. here on UPRN, Eastern Standard Time. And I'll give you a little heads up. One of our own amazing hosts that has a show tomorrow, Carrie Lynn Shellhorn. She has Spirit Switchboard from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Fridays live. She's going to be joining me next Monday. So we're going to be having lots of fun. So you guys want to tune into that. But both of these shows are very audience participative, and we'd love to have you join in and part of the show. So how you can do that to watch us, if you are listening and you want to, ask questions. We've got a great group of people that join us here live. Facebook, normally we give you a bunch of places, but Facebook has not been being nice. I'm sorry, Facebook, but you haven't. So we got a bunch of different places we are streaming. So you can go to my LinkedIn, which I've streamed to, and it seems to be behaving, hopefully. Fingers crossed. So that's under Lorilei Potvin and the Angel Rock. So you can go on there. You can go to our network YouTube channel, which is UFO Paranormal and United Public Radio Network. My YouTube channel, which is the Angel Rock with Lorilei Potvin. We're streaming to the network's Twitch channel, which is UFO Paranormal and United Public Radio Network. Streaming to Instagram. And Instagram, just so you know, I can't see all your comments. So I got to pop back up. that was interesting. Same as with TikTok. So I will pop back and forth and say hello to you. Sometimes it plays for the full 2 hours, sometimes only for an hour. So if you find that all of a sudden the show disappears, you can head over to some of these other places I'm mentioning, but it's under the Angel Rock on Instagram. We are then streaming to my Rumble channel, and it is not under the Angel Rock, it's under Mystique 1508. And as I always say, it is not an exotic dancer name. That is actually taken from X-Men, one of the characters there, but you can find the show streaming live. We are also, where else are we? Let me see. Oh, we're on TikTok. Gosh, there's a T with a little box. So we are on the Angel Rock on TikTok. That's what Michelle Wilfong said, heading over to TikTok. You guys, she's my moderator over there. She's incredible. I want to give her a huge shout out and much, much gratitude and thanks for the great job that she does. Check out her TikTok channel. She has a haunted apartment and posts multiple videos on her TikTok channel, so check her out. Also, where are we? Dave's gonna, well, we're streaming to Dave's Facebook profile, which is under Medium David Hanzel, and he's on his YouTube channel streaming live as well, which is the Spirit Experience. So you got lots of opportunities, different platforms to join us, and we'd love to have you join us. What else do I want to tell you? If you guys ever want to watch us on TV, the network does have its own TV channel. It's on Roku. You go to the channel store and type in UFO space P as in paranormal. There's a drop-down list. We're about the third or fourth one down, and you're looking for UFO, paranormal, and United Public Radio, and that's how you can watch us. I think I remembered everything, Dave, so over to you.
I think you did, and I was just, you know what I was just doing? Hi, everybody, so far. I was just checking my Facebook, not my page, my Facebook profile, where I am streaming, and I noticed that, one, it plays... It's writing out everything we say, which is awesome on the video. So you can watch this without sound. Two.
So why wouldn't they want to hear our voices?
Yeah, why wouldn't they want to hear us? It is freaking radio. But then it also puts a little bubble above my face. It says I'm live, and I never knew this. And and I can like write something in that little bubble. So I just wrote watch it live. Yeah, I just noticed it. It's kind of cool.
Actually, I'm on my Facebook profile on Facebook too. I forgot to tell people. So
yeah,
let me check that out while you're talking.
Yeah, check out mine, check out yours, and see if yours does the same thing. Hi, everybody. My name is David Hanzel. I am a medium. Some people refer to me as a spiritual medium. I am also a channel and a healer and an animal communicator and all kinds of things, automatic writing, all kinds of that fun stuff. And it's psychic. I do lots of psychic work all the time. It's a lot of fun. I don't do a lot of predictions. For people who ask about, like, why don't we do predictions? We do get them. But there are people who specialize in that, and there is a process to getting a prediction. They don't just wake up in the middle of the night and go, this is going to happen. We're shown lots of different kinds of scenes and all this, so we kind of know where it is in the world and all that other stuff a lot of times. So I'm just letting you know that, just for a little fun information. If you're watching us, know that we also have a Facebook group. The Facebook group is called The Thing at the Foot of the Bed with Lorilei Potvin and David Hanzel. If you join that group, you can post stuff in there, any of your photos, pictures, creepy or scary things, paranormal things, or things that they don't have to be creepy or scary. Trust me, because the paranormal is not all about fear. And you can also see any videos that we show during our show. Lorilei is kind enough to post them after the show and puts them in there so you can see. If you were just listening, you can go and see what we were talking about. Once December is over, next year starts, we're probably going to start going live in our group once in a while to do some free readings and so on and so forth. So we hope to see you all there. Outside of that, we will probably just talk about a lot of stuff tonight. Lorilei sent me some videos that I watched. I actually got to watch the Nukes Top 5. I got to see the whole thing in its entirety. Go figure. I actually had time. I got back home. It's chilly out where I am, and I went to go feed.
Oh, really? I live in Canada.
You live in the tundra. No, I'm in the southeast.
I live in Tundra Bay. Well, actually, Thunder Bay. I call it Tundra.
It's only like 40 degrees, and I was just telling Lorilei that I've been going. I go down to the woods and stuff to do lives, and they just had where I usually go do my lives down. It's called Crowder's Mountain in North Carolina. And I go down there by the lake and I do lives and such. And Sunday I went down there to go do one. And as I'm driving, I can see these huge smoke, a lot of smoke in the distance. And I thought, oh, wonder what's on fire. Well, it was Crowder's Mountain. I didn't read the whole story, but part of it was on fire. So they had it all closed down. So I went to the place by my house where there is a cat that hangs out on the trails. And when I see him, I usually make sure that I have food for him, and I just give him some food. He's a fatty. He's a little fatty catty. So either lots of people are feeding him, or right next to the parking lot where he hangs out, there's a lot of houses, and it looks like there's a lot of places where he probably goes to stay safe and warm, and everybody probably feeds him. And I went there tonight just for the heck of it. I wasn't even going to do a live, and he wasn't there. But it's 40 degrees. Lorilai's sick. I am not sick. I might be getting it. I'm not even going to put it out there to the universe. I'm like, nope, I am not going to be sick.
I just had some flu thing, and now I'm sick again.
Now you're sick. Isn't that crazy?
Yes. Yeah. Should we say hi to everybody?
Yeah, let's say hi to everybody, and then we'll chat some more. And you guys in the audience, while we're saying hi to you and everything, if there is something you would like us to talk about or something that is of interest to you, please feel free to go ahead and write it in the comments. To anybody listening to us, go over to one of our Facebook pages or YouTube, and you can comment something you would like. Maybe one day we'll have a call-in show. Who knows? But for now,
we still could do that. Just we always have to be careful. And there's nothing wrong with it, but as long as most people we know that are in the chat, it's just because we're live over some FM radio. It's not just FM, we're on the internet, but we got the CRTC, the FTC, and overseas and stuff. So you have to be careful, because if you come on, you have to behave yourself. Can't say anything naughty.
Yeah, you can't say naughty, because we don't have the delay switch. And trust me, if it was any other type of show, Lorilei and I are not, we speak naughty. We know naughty.
Not on air. Not on air. I don't. I never have. I don't know why. I'm not. I guess I've just always known. Well, let's say hi to everybody. I'm going to go to Instagram first. So Instagram. Oh, we got William Holmes. Says take vitamin C. Oh, honey, I am ODing on vitamin C, cold effects. What else am I taking? Everything you could think of, I am taking. Vitamin D. It's a weird flu. That's all it is. Got John Minetto over. Hi, John. I haven't seen you in forever. We got Ashley Nunya Business. I haven't seen you in a long time, Ashley. Welcome. We've got Sebastian Menia Cole. I hope I said that properly. So say hi. If you're hanging out in the background, we can't see you. Over on TikTok. Thank you, Michelle. You're doing a great job. We got a bunch of people just popping in. I did say hello. So you know what TikTok's like, Dave. They pop in, pop out. So if you're on Instagram, if you're on Instagram and you're hanging out, please say hello, and we will say hello back. So we've got Marissa Burrill. She says hello. Kelly says hi, everyone. Michelle Wilfong said she's going over to TikTok. She's doing a great job. Jennifer M. Hello, footies. Liza says hello, all. We've got Julie Jean Bassett. She says hi, Lorilei, David, and everyone. I do want to give Julie a shout out. I always do. You're looking for an incredible animal communicator. I don't know if your ears are burning the other day, but I was talking to our mutual friend Leanne about you, Julie. All good, of course. That's how I met Julie, from Leanne. And Julie's helped me with my animals. I took my animal communication course with her. She is incredible at it, you guys. It's Christmas time. If you are looking for a gift, especially for the animal lovers in your life, Julie is your person. I am telling you, it is a gift that is absolutely incredible for any pet parent out there, animal lover. Also, she's a shamanic practitioner, and I had a life-changing session with her. I really did. So check her out at Julie Jean Bassett. She was on the Angel Rock a couple of weeks ago. We are going to try over the holidays, after the big day gets here, the 25th, to try maybe do some lives together and do some readings, and I can practice my animal communication too. We've got Connie Martin. She says hello. Oh, Shannon Casey, hello. Well, I was going to say, you're usually only here on Thursdays. It is Thursday.
It is Thursday. I think it is. Otherwise, I'm here on the wrong night.
I don't even know what, you guys, you know what, my youngest kid, okay, I could have a hang now, and I bless his heart, he thinks I'm going to die. He doesn't even ask anymore. He'll just say, Mom, you're not gonna. And he doesn't say the word. Well, I was in bed all day yesterday. I did not get out of bed, and that was horrifying to him. He was in here every half hour, Mom, 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 look at the weather. Mom, just making sure I was still breathing. So it was quite cute. But anyways, so Julie says, hope you feel better, Lorilei. Sending you love, prayers, and healing light. I appreciate that. I will take it. Yeah, we knew you wanted to talk about this, Kelly. David already said. She says, what do you think of the New Jersey drones? We're going to talk about it.
Well, they're everywhere, but there's a lot over there right now. New York is, or I know Buffalo is. Are they getting pounded? Are they getting pounded with snow really bad over there right now? I guess. So anybody who's in New York in the snow part, hey, stay safe, you guys.
You should see what it looks like here. We have more snow here now already than we had all last winter. It is beautiful here. I think I just looked at it's minus 20 degrees Celsius, so it's pretty cold. And with the wind chill, I think it's even lower than that. So it's cold here. So Julie, she says she has gift certificates available. So I mean that, guys. And Julie's not. We're just friends. I'm telling you because I'm from my own personal experience, especially at this time of year, people are looking for gifts for people and you just don't know what to get them. I'm telling you, if you got animal lovers, they will love getting a gift certificate to have an animal communication session with Julie. Jennifer M says, okay, great. We have drones here in Pennsylvania now. Mm-hmm. Well, it's not just in Pennsylvania. It's all over the place, but there have been a lot over the U.S. Dave and I were talking about this before we went live tonight, right, Dave?
Yeah. And this is doing this. Isn't this funny? This is doing it again. Is it snowing by you?
Not since I looked outside. It's not. But yeah. Did you send me the video? It was either you or somebody else sent me a video. And it was of this person filming. Now, I always used to call it the Great North Star because when my kids were little, especially if they were sick with cold things.
Oh, I did Venus.
Well, I know it is, but you're reading the story.
Is that what you're talking about? Yeah.
No, don't tell the story yet. Wait. Oh. So when my kids would get sick and I'd have to take them outside, they both have asthma, and it'd be around Christmas and they'd see this big star and they'd say, what is that, Mom? And I used to tell them it was the Star of Bethlehem. I used to tell them it's a great star over Bethlehem for Jesus. Just because Christmas is about celebrating that time of year. But sometimes I tell them it's a great North Star. Yes, it was Venus. But somebody sent me a video and I saw it. I'm positive it was you, Dave.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think it was me.
Yeah, it was up in the sky. And like they used the same app as I did. And it was Jupiter and I think Venus over top of them. But then there was some weird stuff going on with it. And I noticed the exact same thing, but I never filmed it. And they don't live in Canada. So isn't that weird? Like I never found out what it was. I should look it up. I just thought of it now. It was really, really, really weird. And it was super bright. And it wasn't in the sky where it usually is at the time of night when I saw it. It was almost like the person had been a fly on the wall in my bedroom with the things, well, not my bedroom, my house, with what they were saying. And I was thinking exactly the same thing. So I wonder what's going on because it seems to be the two planets overlapping.
I'm not sure on that one. I sent that to you because I saw it and I thought it was
positive it was you that sent it to me.
Yeah, it was. I got it. There's a lady I was following and that was just like out of the blue.
I can find it.
It's really quite interesting. And I know with like a lot of people are asking me and other psychics and other stuff if we know what the drones are. I'm going to be totally honest with you. This is my opinion. One, I asked my guides, but basically what I get back from myself is I have zero to worry about. There's nothing to worry about. There is, however, I have a feeling, and the way I keep seeing is that it's not, some of it is the UAP, I guess you could call it. Some of it is us too, though, in a way. And I don't know why what the cause is. I haven't a clue. I'm just I've been that guy because the world's going crazy right now, and that's how I see it. It's just kind of fun, crazy. I'm just sitting back and observing is what I'm doing and not as much participating.
Okay, well, hi, Nicole Thomas Ryan, and Michelle Wilfong says we just had UAP sightings in Eugene, Oregon on December 7th. Well, that's interesting. So I did find the video. I'm just waiting for it to come through. I think it did. Let me see. Yeah, it did. Oh, why is it not showing up? Oh, now it showed up. Good. Well, I'll have to show it to you guys what I was talking about, this video you had sent me. So like I said, I was either in bed or we even had takeout last night. It's been cold and miserable. And I was watching what my partner Del was watching, and he was looking at all these UAPs and drones and stuff. And it actually had, I can't remember what the gentleman's name was, some senator, and he was claiming that all these drones and things were from foreign Middle Eastern countries, and one in particular that starts with an I and ends with a Q. So we don't upset YouTube in any way. I don't know if it will or not. But then as I listened to him, I was so disgusted because it was just his personal opinion. He had no idea who or what they were. So I think that a lot of these drones are from military bases, and the US isn't the only place. People are seeing them all over the world too. But the other thing that's an interesting perspective, not specifically speaking to the US, but apparently, and I brought her up before, her name's Beverly Rhodes. I've seen her, she's got a show on the Sean Atwood channel. And she was talking about that apparently, she mentioned there's a Galactic Federation of Light, but she said you can't federate light. So that's the one that doesn't have such great, we'll say, beings running it, versus the Galactic Federation of Worlds. These are her words, not mine. She said, the one with the worlds is the positive one, like positive ET. And apparently over Earth, we were a no-fly zone. We were kind of put here to figure out our own things. But now that we are basically, according to what you hear, ascending, people are starting to rise above the old ways of thinking and what have you. And of course, there'll be people that do and people that don't. Long story short, she says what she's getting from her guides and picking up with her contacts, because she connects with ET, that it's kind of like, and I guess I'm going to say it over really easily, but the way she put it was, it's kind of like we're a tourist attraction right now. So a lot of places and planets that do interstellar travel, if you will, are popping by, like just having a look to see what's going on. I don't know if it's true or not, but I thought I'd throw that in there. Anyways.
No, it's okay, because there's a lot of opinions out there. Like I said, I don't know if that's true or not. I really don't know. I don't have any positive anything on that. Now, I did hear this though. You guys listen. This is really interesting. Lorilei, you like this? Okay. So I know this just from that. When shifting into, when we're coming into higher consciousness or whatever, however you want to look at it, people are changing. But our bodies are going more crystallized. Now, we can't tell right now, and you won't be able to tell or wouldn't know that for like a long, long time from now. But it was mentioned by Dolores Cannon a long time ago. And it was by Dolores Cannon, by Bashar, and by a few other people. Whether you believe those people or not, it doesn't matter. But they were to say, if a time traveler from the past were to come through a portal and see human beings now, to them, we would be glowing because our vibration is so much higher than it used to be. But I guess it might make sense because of the fact, too, we have changed quite a bit throughout all these years. I mean, people don't realize that, like animals and everything, we are also evolving. I mean, back in the biblical times, everybody, like, tall for a man would be like 5'4". 5'3", they were short back then. Now we're like 6 feet, 7 feet, there's a few almost 8 feet people out there. So things are changing. I'm just kind of here for it. I'm just here to kind of watch it.
I agree, William. I'm sorry, because you don't put your comments right in with the rest of the comments. He said the same thing. Any idea what those drones over New Jersey are? Are they extraterrestrials? So what I'm going to ask you guys, you guys are asking us, but we're just as open to ask you guys, what do you think they are?
Yeah. In your heart of hearts, what do you feel that it is? Putting all kinds of outside interference.
Yeah, just in your own thoughts. Like there's no judgment.
My own thoughts. I know for my own thoughts, some of them I believe are coming from places outside of here for however reason they're doing it. Either because they have an agreement with somebody here and that's what they're doing, It's weird though, because I know in the States here and probably in Canada too, they're actually having meetings in governments about this drones. So they are claiming that they don't know what they are. Whether we believe them or not, I don't know. It's up to you guys. But I think some of them are from there. I think some of them are from here. I think there's a collaboration. That's in my heart of hearts. And I also do believe, though, that I have zero to worry about. That's been said to me over and over. I
don't think we have anything to worry about. You know who made me realize this was years ago was Joe Montaldo, who owns the network. And the reason why, because I was worried about it years ago, right? Because you know, you get Mars attacks and all these movies out there, and it's like, oh my gosh, like what if we're going to be attacked? And then I realized with some of the questions he asked me when I first started here one night, I used the Angel Rock used to be a lot later at night. It was 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So Joe used to produce our shows, and we broadcast out of his house. So I'll give Joe a big shout out. Hi, Joe. He's probably at work still. But anyways, and he said to me, think about it, Laura, like ever since you've been a little kid, like I'm 59, I'll be 60 in August next year. But he said, as far as you can remember, if you ever remember people talking about UFOs, blah, blah, blah. And I said, yes. And he goes, if you've looked back through history, have you heard reports of them and what have you? I said, yes. He said, so quite potentially, could they have existed here for at least as long as we've been here or people have been recording things? I said, yes. Yeah. And he goes, has anybody been attacked? And I said, well, people have been abducted. He said, I didn't ask you if they've been abducted. He said, has anybody, like a country or part of the world, been attacked? And I said, no. And as we talked, and the more research I did after this too, I realized, you know, they've been around a lot longer than we have. They've got a lot more advanced technology than we do. If they really wanted to attack us, they could have anytime they wanted. They're not going
to too. A lot of them live
a special visit.
Yeah. I think a lot of them, from what people say or what evidence we can find, they live longer than us too. So they've not only been around species-wise longer than us, but some of them have probably been around for like hundreds of years.
So Michelle Wilfong says, she said, I think they're UAPs in Oregon, maybe military in New Jersey. I haven't seen anything on Instagram. So Nicole Thomas Ryan said, I think it's a collaboration. Jennifer M., I think it's a mix of government and other interstellar travelers. I'm not worried, just curious. And that's it. You know what? I love the way you worded that, because that's exactly how I feel. I'm curious.
Yeah.
And Kelly says, same, I feel both. And then she said, exactly, they could have taken us out years ago. And then I have a friend, Dan Willis. He used to be on the Angel Rock quite a bit years ago. And he used to talk about that he always thought disclosure was going to happen. He was part of CE5, actually, with Dr. Stephen Greer and things. But they went to the New York Press Club. I've talked about this many times. I think it was May the 6th. It's either May the 2nd or May the 6th. I think it was May the 2nd, 2006. And they thought that disclosure was going to happen. There were high up military people. He was one of the people that made a presentation. They were all sworn in. All the major news networks were there, and they all came with what the kids nowadays call their receipts to prove the existence of having an experience with an extraterrestrial race or off-worlders, okay? And they all wanted to bring this and go before Congress, but they all came up, made a brief presentation of what had happened, and they thought, oh, great, like all the major news networks from around the world are here. They're, you know, people are going to know. And it was basically made a joke at the last 15 seconds of the news broadcast, if they even talked about it. So nothing came of it. Long story short, he has a movie, or I'll try to remember to put this out, you guys. If I forget, somebody send me a message, please. He would talk about this, but he said at that time they believed there was 57 different types of extraterrestrials that people had come into contact. Like there were admirals there from the military, all kinds of people. Anyways, he actually put all the footage together into a documentary, and the movie, or the documentary, is called Why the Secret Space Program Will Always Remain a Secret, or something to that effect. It's quite fascinating to watch if you guys watch it. So, but you got to think about it. Like you said, Dave, they live longer than us. They're ships. We know, if you've done research into this, they don't drive like we would drive a ship, if you will. That's being oversimplifying, but it's all done. The ship and the people in it are kind of as one, right? It's
the ships is how they say or whatever. The ships are organic, so they're actually living, breathing things, kind of in a I guess in a sense. Does that make sense?
No, you said it beautifully. And Nicole says, David, the green walls are fabulous. Just notice the color tonight.
Yeah, it's sage or moth.
It's Christmassy. But the thing is, right, they're much more advanced. Like I believe I've connected with ET. I think I have a thing of missing time myself. I've talked about many times. And when I do, all they'll say is that we are a young race, human beings, and that, they watch us kind of lovingly, kind of like, this is what I pick up and feel. They look over us kind of like you would over young children, say in a schoolyard or what, but the one thing that really confounds them is what I've picked up is the depth and breadth of our emotions, like our emotional range and our propensity for violence and the things that we do to one another. That is confounding to most races that are more evolved than we are. That is one thing you pick up.
From the information that they have gathered, and it's, of course, it's not 100% proven yet. So we have to go by a little bit of hearsay for this. But for the information that was gathered from like people who have done past life regressions, Dolores Cannon, all these other things, or the stuff about the Anunnaki and all that. And like you said, most of them, or like even the Greys, they are all hybrids of us, or we're hybrids of them. So literally there are relatives who are just watching us. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So if the Anunnaki story is true, then we are the offspring of the...
Yeah, but I do believe that. But do you remember when... I don't know if I talked about this or on the Monday I did my show a week or two ago, but there is a girl, and I'm not saying these people are the be all to the end all. It's just I've been watching them and been quite fascinated with the work that they're doing, and I really resonate with it. And the woman's name is Azria Beckham. And Sean, like I said, it's on the Sean Atwood channel. I'm very fascinated with the work that Beverly Rhodes is doing as well. But Azria takes, I call this my unicorn horn. It's selenite, but it's basically this crystal, but it's been, I guess, drilled into, I don't know how they do it, because selenite is quite a soft crystal, but it's on a chain and it's used like a pendulum. And I asked her in one of her lives what it's called, and it's called a unifier. And Azria connects with extraterrestrial races, the person she's reading for, their guides as well as hers. And then she does a DNA profile, and she's made it very clear that it's not a physical DNA profile like 23andMe or something, but she goes back into people's lineage to see what extraterrestrial races that we've evolved from. And it's quite fascinating to watch what she comes up with. And the people that she's read on there have verified that live, like, oh my God, yes, this is exactly me. This is exactly what I'm like. For example, I thought it was going to be Sunday, but I think it may be Saturday. I think they're doing a reading. If you follow any of the latest news of what's been going on with the music industry, we'll say, there is a bodyguard out there by the name of Big Homie CC. And he has been divulging kind of what's been going on behind the scenes since 2013. For some reason, he has agreed to have his celestial, if you will, DNA lineage and a reading done. So you're going to get to see that live on Sean Atwood's channel. So check it out. It's on YouTube. But the one thing that got me is I think he popped in for a live one night. And he said the reason why he knew that Beverly and this Azria were the real thing, he said Beverly Rhodes got his real name and nobody knows his real name. He has always, always, always gone by Big Homie. Nobody knows what it is, and she knew it right away. So I thought that was pretty cool. She couldn't even have Googled it if she wanted. So it should be interesting to see what they pick up about him and what's been said. But it's quite fascinating to have a look at. So, because I've always connected with being Lyrian. I'm 100% in belief, if I ever had a reading, that I would come from the Lyrian lineage. I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't either, Dave. That the cat people, basically the cat race. Mhm. Yeah.
I had, let me see if I can't find it. I had on my old podcast that I used to do called Mystic Stew.
Yeah.
I did a, and it was right around when we were connected again. And we did, I did a, yeah, that's aliens. I did one on aliens, but the ET story, the Merkaba.
Oh,
The
right.
Mer-
Was, yeah.
The Merkaba, I think, with as far as extraterrestrials go and all that, if you look at, if anybody is familiar with Metatron, Metatron's cube,
Yes.
and all those other things,
I have, mine, I'm fixing mine. I have one that's a crystal I usually wear.
yeah, I think there's a connection between the angelic realm and ETs or extra ultra.
100%. I'm so glad you said that because I am at that point too.
Yeah, I think there's a connection between the two because some people, and I mean, I'm not knocking anybody's beliefs. So, you believe whatever you believe. That's okay because it doesn't mean you're right, you're wrong, and I'm right. This doesn't mean any of that. But as far as angels go, now a lot of people say, well, there's angels that come to earth and I'm the this and that. I'm really Gabriel and I'm in a human form. It's like, okay. But not really. But I do believe that they can be in the form of the ETs and the ultra terrestrials because they are not completely physical. They are, they're still, they're on such a high frequency. Like, even like if you watch Bashar, even like the alien that Bashar is in a much higher dimension. So they don't need to be completely physical at all times or at that time. Mm-hmm. They are, but they're not like us. We're really dense. We're in like one of the densest places there is. So that's why it feels so heavy here. But it's fun. But Jennifer says, oh, interesting connection. Yeah. That's something that I'm feeling, and Lorilei agrees with it. It's kind of like there's a connection there someplace. There really is. And you know what else I'm going to tell you? In my NDE, one of the things when I was with the angels that I call them because I recognize them as colors and lights, there were also these ones that they did have wings, but they weren't angel or bird wings. They what they really resembled? Did you guys ever see that? What's that alien movie where the aliens were under the ocean? What was that called?
Oh God, I forget.
That was the question. It's they were under the water and they went down there and one guy, they saved him at the end and brought him up from the bottom. I can't remember. But those aliens, when they showed them, had these kind of wings. It looks like they had lights in them, like they are almost like iridescent. The Abyss. Thank you, Julie Jean. It was called The Abyss. If you ever saw The Abyss, the ones that I saw in my near death, they didn't look like the aliens from The Abyss, but they had the wings kind of like the aliens from The Abyss. So they had like iridescent light, almost like dragonfly wings. They were just absolutely beautiful. So that's my take. I mean, I could be proven wrong one day. I'm not worried about it. But that's kind of how I'm feeling it in there. I do feel there's a connection between angels and aliens.
I'm trying to find this too because I am going to put it in the chat. It is a video yesterday that had this Beverly Rhodes on because she now has her show on Sean Atwood's channel. She had the most incredible lady on there by the name of Marilyn. Hang on, I'm going to hit it up here. Marilyn Devonish. She's British. Now, I'm actually embarrassed to say this because I'd never heard of this before, and I am going to learn how to do this. Have you guys heard of Huna? Have you heard of Huna? I'd never heard of Huna, and it's Huna healing, and it kind of falls under the umbrella, if you will, of the Ho'oponopono, which we know is a Hawaiian forgiveness prayer, if you will, and practice. Most of us that do this work know this. Huna almost looked like it was a practice of a certain type of Reiki, but it involved breathing. And some of the transformations that people experience were absolutely really profound. And Marilyn does some Huna at the end of this episode. I am like utterly fascinated when she started talking about some of the stories and stuff like that. Now, she didn't say where it came from, But I've often wondered with Hawaiian, legend and lore and things like that, if they did receive some of their teachings and their practices. I understand that they may reference God and nature and what have you, not God, but their belief system in a higher power. But I wonder if some of these teachings did not possibly come from ET type races.
Oh, I'm sure there's a lot. There are indigenous tribes, I mean, that have zero connection to any of us. I mean, who have these amazing, like you said, like that. Where do those teachings come from?
I was blown away. You guys, I'm going to put it on my YouTube channel. I see a few of you on there. I'm going to put link to Huna, and I've been looking it up. If I don't even know who might teach it, I'll put Huns instead of Huna, my wonderful phone that thinks it can spell better than me. But I'm telling you, I was blown away learning about this. And I thought, God, I thought I knew about most things. I just put it in the chat here. So it was something new to learn about. And so Marilyn did some Huna at the end, and she didn't tell people what she was sending, but I think I picked up quite a few things that she was sending, and you can feel it. I think she sent peace. I think she sent healing. I think she sent centering and grounding. I think there was a whole bunch of stuff I had put in the chat that I thought, and she didn't confirm it one way or another, but she did about 2 minutes of it. And at first she explained that I guess you create and start to get ready to send the symbols on the inward breath, and on the outward breath, you send it out. So it was very interesting breathing sounds, but I noticed, I think she muted the microphone after a few seconds, because I think it could be quite distracting to hear it while receiving. So I thought I'd ask that came up. Like I said, I've been learning a lot from these ladies. And I noticed, Dave, that you referenced quite a few people from over in the UK, and we don't always get to, I think it's a good thing. We don't always get to interact with people from the other side, right across the pond, if you will, from America. All these practitioners are from the UK. So that's why I'm mentioning them. They're quite interesting.
Oh, sure. Yeah. A lot of people would be surprised if you live in the United States and you're a spiritual person in the United States and you learned everything from here. I'll tell you, I recommend at some point looking up other countries and seeing their practices as well, because you'll find that there's some commonality, but the perception and the approach of how you do things might be slightly different. And you might find that something you can't do here through, what you learned here, you may be able to do it through something you learned there. So
see, I didn't quite connect as much. She was lovely, but her name was Danny. I'm trying to remember Danny. She has a lot to do with the ET race and stuff. So she actually posted, is it breaking news Danny Henderson, breaking news, first contact. She just put a video out on her channel called Disclosure of American military craft and off-world craft, but she was talking about in September. And she had somebody else that's from the US on her channel. This came out a day or two ago. So her channel, like I said, is Danny. It's spelled with one N, Dani Henderson. So I'll try and post that in the group for us over the next day or two. But I started to listen to it, but when you just kind of can't get into something. I think it's because I'm sick. It was that, but she had some interesting stories, and she had a couple of different guests on there, and they connect with off-worlders. So it was quite interesting. Great suggestion to travel, David. Jennifer,
I'm going to tell you why. When I was, after my NDE, when I was studying a lot of mediumship, I did hear first. I hear a lot here. And for some reason, even though it's like I could do it, I could do all these things, I knew that, but the teachings were bothering me for some reason. So I started looking up people from other countries. And when I did, I found my niche. That's what I mean. That doesn't mean they're wrong here and they're right there, or they're wrong here and they're right here. That doesn't mean that at all. It just means what you're connecting with. So like I said, if you ever have a hard time connecting with something spiritual here, look at that same spiritual practice in another country. and see how they perceive it and go about it. Because it's interesting to know.
Well, Nuke's top 5 on the brain here. Sorry, guys, of me being sick. Timbo says that flyover was pretty cool. And he's mentioning Danny Henderson's channel and Elena Denan. I think that was the name of her guest, was it not, Timbo? Yes, because they were talking about that and actually how they knew each other from being on, I believe, a ship. Like I said, it was an interesting podcast, and I started to listen to it. But it's one of those podcasts I found that you had, like, I just needed something kind of light to watch today because, again, my brain's not working at full capacity.
If I pop in and pop out, will it maybe fix the stop motion again?
Yeah, go ahead, Dave, and I'll pop you right back in. I don't know why it's doing that, you guys. It happened before we went live. Okay, Dave, you want me to kick you out, and then I'll kick you back?
Kick me out. I'll be back in a minute, guys. I'm not
going. It's so awful. It goes kick from studio, but you know what I mean, Dave. I'll listen for you. As soon as you're back, I'll pop you back in. Okay, kick him out. Yeah, because for some reason it keeps lagging him. And I don't know why. It did it apparently last week, and then it did it again before the show, and we thought we fixed it, and then it's happened again. I was looking for the latest Nuke's top 5. When he comes back in, what we'll do, if you guys want, remember I was talking earlier about the video that David sent me, so I have that queued up. But it's a good time to mention to you, if you're just tuning in, you're listening live to UFO Paranormal and United Public Radio Network, broadcast to you live out of New Orleans, Louisiana on 105.3 FM out of Mississippi and 107.7 out of New Orleans, Louisiana. And I'm one of your hosts, Lorilei Potvin, and this is my good friend and amazing co-host, David Hanzel.
Which no longer is in stop motion. Yay!
I know. I just did the station ID. I was talking about the video I have queued up about the video you sent me with the thing that I experienced, exactly the same thing.
The same thing. Oh, right before you play this, you guys, tonight is the last portal of the year. Well, there's always a portal. It's 12/12 portal today.
Oh, good reminder, Dave.
So I want to remind you guys to, if you're into it, I do it every portal. I always put out what I'm looking for and do all my little things. So just remember that, okay? So it's 12/12. Good tidings for everybody. Keep happy thoughts for yourself. Bring good for you and for everybody else. Just let it happen.
Actually, that's really good, Dave, because I forgot it was. I'm not on the ball with anything tonight, guys.
I'm not on the ball either. When I popped out, I just heard 12.
Mine's Dayquil. I'm sorry, it's Dayquil. Don't eat my hat, cat. My cat, the cat in the hat. Almost, she's trying to eat my cat hat. My hat. My cat is trying to eat my hat. There we go.
The cat's trying to eat your hat, and it's going to just make him fat.
Okay, so she's going to explain this, but it was so weird because Dave didn't know I had experienced this when you sent me this video, and it was almost identical to what this lady experienced. So hang on.
Okay, y'all. Hear me out. I have been someone that has a telescope and has watched the stars for a very long time. And I have seen Venus, I have seen Saturn, I have seen Jupiter. I know what they look like. So tonight I saw this really bright star in the sky, and I know that the planets are going to be aligned at some point to where we can see them. So I look and I'm thinking it's Jupiter, but it's in an odd spot. When I pull it up in my telescope, it is not Jupiter. It is this sparkling orb that is moving and dancing. And I immediately run inside, grab my phone, and I pull my star map app up.
Which I did too.
When I pull it up and I focus over there, nothing's there. Then it glitches and Venus pops up. And I'm like, I know what Venus looks like, and Venus doesn't twinkle like this. I've never seen this before. So I used my phone, zoomed in all the way, and you tell me what you see. Because you're going to watch a video, and then you're going to watch the still pictures that I took from that video.
And by the way, guys, we'll pop this into our group if you want to join the group to see it.
I'll try and make it bigger.
Yeah.
Oh, jeepers, what did I do? Sorry, guys.
I'm making my screen bigger, so you're good. Oh, looky there.
Self here. I had to pull it out of the way here. Let's see if it'll. There we go. Sorry, guys. That's what I was trying to do for you. This is what I was noticing, believe it or not. And I never filmed it.
Yeah, it does look like it's dancing.
Doesn't it? Yeah. Well, Julie sent me something on the last full moon, and I ended up catching, while I was trying to film from where I was versus her, I caught something and filmed it.
Oh, I see. And there's a couple you showed me that you filmed back in the summer that were really, suspect.
Mm-hmm.
Suspect in a good way, not suspect like, no, it's not real. I mean, it was suspect like, what is that? Ooh, look at that.
There, I'll make it a bit smaller so you can see. I want to know what these black dots were, though, beside here. They looked weird, right? Yeah. Right there, if you guys can see where my cursor is. All these little black... Sorry, Dave, go ahead.
Oh, I said hi, Deva, to Diva who came in.
Oh, hi. I didn't see the black dots myself.
I didn't, yeah. I don't know. Well, you might not have
watched it.
They might have showed up in our telescope because that was really close.
Because they're trying to tell me that's Venus, and I don't think that's Venus.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty intriguing. I just thought it was so crazy with the fact that you sent this to me, and I never told you that I experienced that. And then Jennifer M says that one looked like an angel. I don't know. I didn't see it moving. I don't have a telescope either. So this was with the naked eye, but it wasn't in the usual spot that I would see. Like I say, I used to tell my kids it was like the Great North Star, or sometimes I'd tell them it was the Star of Bethlehem or something. It was like way over opposite to where it normally would be. And it was so bright. So I don't know what that was either.
All that stuff is, I totally believe in stuff in March because my first experience as a child was to see it look, some people say it was shooting star, but it was golden white and it was huge and it went flying by and it was not a star. So I get it when people take those pictures. There is something, did you know that we still have people, even after people are saying it's here and we're seeing stuff, they're going, it's not real. Ugh. Really, I mean, they just refuse to believe it, which is okay.
Yeah, but it's going to be that way, right? It doesn't matter what you show them or what you say. They're going to always say it's not real.
That's true.
I got Nuke's top 5 if you want. I just got to load it up here.
You guys, let's look at. I looked at this Nuke's top 5, and you guys, we'll play them, but you guys say what you think before we tell you what we think.
So what do you want me to just go from the beginning, or what one do you want me to show?
Play the one with the it's got the hospital and the shadow in the hospital, and then that I love those two dudes was it Scotland?
Oh, that was the number one was the hospital. Oh, the guy, the English guys that has the little person with him and the noise in the church. Is that the one too?
Yeah. I love those two because you know what? When you guys watch this, I'm going to tell you this. That's the kind of paranormal video I enjoy watching because you knew those two had nothing to do with the paranormal and their reactions were priceless.
When it got me the Japanese bus, that one got me because I always looked because they're going to ask you, did you see it? And I didn't see it till he showed it. The guy went onto the bus. It was towards the end. He went on the bus and it was a Japanese channel. It had a weird, funny name of the channel.
It looked like a train that they were looking in it. Was that the one?
Oh, maybe it was a train. Yeah.
One of them, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's just read these comments and we'll put up. So Timbo said, when you have a chance, look up John Leonard Walson. He's a friend of the producer of Star Wars who recently passed. So John, with his specialized telescope, super powerful, showed these vessels in deep space that are estimated to be around 1,000 kilometers long to the naked eye, not as powerful telescopes. They appear to be stars. Wow. I'm going to have to take a screenshot.
Cool. I'll have to look that up.
So I can remember that because I'll forget. Okay, hang on, I'm taking a screenshot. The other thing that I did download, I watch Max Cox. He is a former inmate. He was incarcerated for financial crime. He's paid his dues to society. He's an author, or not, I think he is an author, but he's an artist, and he has a pretty successful YouTube channel. Now, he had this gentleman on by the name of Jon Stewart, not the comedian, and whatever he did previous in his life, that's not the main part of the story. The part of the story that was intriguing, I have seen this video clip that supposedly was leaked from, some people say, Area 51 back in the late 70s, early 80s. And it's sad. It looks to be a real extraterrestrial, possibly a gray, and he passes away on camera. But they're trying to interview him telepathically. And Jon Stewart made a documentary. I got to find the name for you guys. Give me a sec. Because I did purchase it. But he set out to find out if this was actually real. And the person that filmed this, and I've seen the guy back in the day, they thought they got him, they interviewed him. I think it's called Finding Victor. And the guy used the core name Victor. And I don't know if it's real or not, but it's an 1.5 hour long documentary. So once I find out more about it, it was an interesting interview anyways with what this John discovered in his journey, trying to find out, is this real? Is it not real? So I thought I'd mention that. So Shannon says every time they get scared, they would drink beer. Or did I miss something about that? I must have, right?
Oh, I think when I mentioned the guys in Scotland who went to that.
Oh, yes.
But these guys, they're not normally ghost hunters.
Okay, so Shannon says Fearsome 5 is great also. Is that a YouTube channel, Shannon, or what? Because if it is, please feel free. You can send one of us or both of us a link or post it in the group or whatever, and we definitely will take a look at it, right, Dave?
Yeah.
Okay, so this one, I like people too that normally don't post videos about the paranormal, because then you know it's on YouTube. Well, feel free to share it in the group, Shannon. When people don't normally post paranormal videos, you know there's something crazy about it. Hang on. All right, let's make this full screen. Okay, so as with usual, you guys know fair use. We've got to stop it in between to make comments. So this is the latest Nuke's Top 5 video.
So you guys, while it's playing, put your comments what you think.
What was that, Dave?
I was going to tell everybody who's watching to, you guys write down what you think first.
Okay, yes. And actually, Shannon told me about Bizarre Bub as well. And when I don't know what video it was I saw at first, I was like, it's okay, but it's still not my favorite. I think I actually like Bizarre Bub better than Nuke's Top 5, and I've been a fan for years of Nuke's Top 5. So I'm sure Fearsome 5 is good too. I'm sure it is, because, and actually Nuke's has a video on here that Bizarre Bub has already put up. So I find he puts the videos up quicker than Nuke's Top 5 now. So this is the one though, well, you'll see.
Recorded in a hospital in either West Sumatra or Malaysia. CCTV footage shows up.
Oh, yeah. Did I go too far ahead? I went too far ahead. I went too far
An ward with sick patients lying in bed. But there's something else in the footage that is truly terrifying. What appears to be a small shadow figure about the size of a child can be seen standing next to one of the beds. Hospital visitors can be seen walking right through the apparition as if it's not
like
even
right
there.
Through it.
Even creepier, the story goes that the patient in the bed passed away shortly after this chilling footage was recorded. It makes you wonder, did something come to visit them before they passed? Or maybe something came to take them away. You decide.
I'm no author.
Oh, I hate when these guys do this. Hang on, guys. So what did you guys...
Yeah.
I will take it off for a sec so I can cue it up. But what do you guys think? What did you think when you saw that? What were your thoughts?
What were your thoughts? What are your thoughts? I got to watch it on a big screen when I saw it today.
Know what I thought. It's always nice to ask people what they think. Oh boy, they're going to make a video today too.
I want to know what they think.
Okay, we're going to pause that. Good. It's all queued up. The
one thing I noticed about those cultures, though, and I'm not making fun of them and I'm not disrespecting them, but when they're apparently see something scary, the first thing people do is ask for forgiveness. I'm like, why do you think you're being punished because you saw something? I mean, I never understood that.
I think I do. What do
you think? What do you think?
Okay, so I have to thank this doctor. She'll probably never see this, but her name is Dr. Jehan Zaib. She is from Pakistan. She is truly an earth angel. She is a doctor that works here, and she is the reason why I can do podcasts. I was in bed for almost 20 years. I love this woman. She always used to say we were like sisters. I'm serious. I just got along with her so well. And eventually I told her about the paranormal activity going on in my home at the time, my previous home. And she said, Lorilei, why didn't you tell me? I said, because I didn't want you to 5150 me, meaning lock me up in a psychiatric hospital. She goes, no. She said, back in my country, she said, we call it jinn. She said, you might call it a genie as it's known, but we had good jinn and we had negative jinn. And she proceeded to tell me about when they were little one time, there were pillows flying around the room and all kinds of stuff. She actually directed me to a certain prayer, but I believe it's based on religious belief systems and the way they've been raised, that is why deeply, I mean, if you practice that religion, you go to prayer 5 times a day, right? Like your whole life, your diet, everything is geared around your religious beliefs. So I think it's a matter of how you've grown up and what your belief systems are.
Oh, that's what I mean. I know it's the belief systems, but it's just baffling, and not in a bad way.
You know what she said to me? Honestly, you know what she said to me? Like when I first started seeing her, and she asked me, like taking a history, and I mentioned I was divorced, but have a common law partner and whatever. And actually, you know what? I really thought this was really sweet of her. She really said it with no judgment. She just said, I find culture over here so baffling. And as we got to talk, and it was a really good conversation, was the fact that I was divorced and that I'm with somebody else, and because the cultures are so different, I think that's part of what it is, right? Like that's why that when you've been raised to believe, and I know it's baffling to us, just as our culture is baffling to them, is what I'm trying.
Oh no, I know that, because our culture is not the end all be all. It's not. They're all different. It's just it all really. I guess it really just all depends on where
how
you
you've been raised and what your belief systems are.
Where you are. Because look at here in America, the way some people were believed. Some people, all kinds, all over the things. So, what did you guys think? I don't see anybody commenting, making me think.
I don't either. So I guess we might just have to break into a discussion. I'll check TikTok. Let's see. No, people popping in, popping out. Instagram, I think Instagram might have cut off. It's showing us, but I know that there was a ton of comments and then it kind of stopped. So sorry?
I said hi to Kasoon.
Oh, hi, Kasoon. He says, oh no, I'm late again. I slept at 3 a.m. and I just woke up now late. Hello, Lorilei and David. Well, you're not that late. You still got over half an hour.
Kasoon, we're going to have to start docking your pay.
That's it. Docking your pay. We're docking I think you're pretty dedicated getting up in the middle of the night there, Kasoon. So we appreciate it.
You like win the footy. Like if we had actual footies to hand out to people, you would win a pair of footies.
Well, yeah, he's over in Sri Lanka and he's getting up in the middle of the night.
Oh my God, would that not be cute? Listen, here's my idea. So footies, like those little footy socks you put on? In the book, The Thing at the Foot of the Bed, which we got the name from, there's a story of a guy, and he's in his bed, and this is where it came from. He's in his bed, and he's got the covers pulled up, and he looks at the end of the bed, and he sees two eyes glowing, staring at him. So he covers his face up, and no matter what he does when he pulls it down, those two eyes are still there, staring at him. So he went and he grabs his pew next to him, and he shoots at the eyes, and he shot off his own toes. You know why?
Oh my gosh.
The moonlight was shining on his toenails, and it looked like eyes at the end of the bed.
Oh my gosh.
So that's why he shot himself in the foot. Well, it didn't make it gory like that. They just said he shot himself.
You know what I was thinking when you were saying footies? I was going to say, guess what I have? I ended up buying molds because you and me and our gnomaholics that we are.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a couple of good YouTubers that make gnomes. I never copy people, but they were making the feet out of resin or polymer clay, which I have, with molds. So I have little feet molds. I have little hand molds.
My troll that I made, you know what I used for his feet? I bought those plastic baby shoes that you would use at a party, and I covered them in felt, and I made them into shoes.
That's what I have. You know those super cool high top Converse runners? They make them for birds, believe it or not. I have little tiny Converse runners in every color to make. I don't copy people. I was showing Dave, you guys. This is it. I'm into the Grinch this Christmas. And I'm going to give her a shout out. Creative on the Cheap. Love Whiskey and Wit. Love Bargain Bethany. Do fantastic things with budget in mind, but I never copy people. So Creative on the Cheap, Courtney made a Letterman jacket for Christmas. And I thought, I'm into the Grinch this Christmas. So this is for WU. It says Whoville University. It's got all my little Grinchy stuff on this side. On the front, it's got another Grinch. Oh, wait, Grinch. I got to go this way. Grinchy thing. And
there we go. Merry Christmas.
And then across the back, it's got Grinch letters. And it's got a Merry, does it say Christmas or Grinchmas? I can't tell. So that's what I made. That's what I'm wearing. So Shannon, if you and Sean are out shopping, you can't miss me this year. Go ahead, Dave.
You guys, these are footies. These are my footies. These are what I wear around the house. Now, if you had these in like green and just made them and put like eyes on them, that would be the thing at the foot of the bed hoodies. The thing at the foot of the bed hoodies.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Guess what I'm wearing? Halloween socks.
I'm also wearing, it seems to be the funny, I'm even wearing these too.
What are you guys wearing on your feet? Since we're at the feet at the foot
guys, okay, here's the deal. Anybody who's in the group or watching in the booth, I need you to take a picture of your footwear and post it in the group and let us see your footies.
Oh God, let's hope we don't have any Tommy Lees that get turned on by feet.
Yeah. And don't make your pictures sexy.
I'm sorry, but
I never understood that fetish anyway.
Me neither.
The fetish at the foot of the bed. I had a friend that he loved feet, and I thought it was a weird thing.
That.
Yeah.
Oh, Kelly goes, my daughter is disgusted with me because my sock has a hole.
Your sock has an awa.
I've never understood that. Like I've never found a woman though. Let's face it, I've never found a woman who totally, now we're getting away. Well, it's kind of scary, I guess, in a way, but that gets turned on by men's feet. It's always guys with women's feet.
Yeah.
Oh, Jennifer says mine are always bare and under a blanket. Well, that's okay.
So you guys, what's the fetish at the foot of your bed?
Okay, let's see what the next scary thing. This is the church with the guys. Do you want to watch that?
You guys are gonna love this one. And even if you're listening, you guys, if you're in America and you're listening, you'll have to listen hard because he talks very quick and he uses a lot of very colorful, fun words. I love it. I love this guy.
And his friend. I loved it too. He's a little person, and then
Oh, yeah, that's what.
a regular sized person. Not that it matters. It's just kind of cool. I think it's
that
cool.
is cool. But you know what? Really, with the little dude, his reaction in this, when you guys, is genuine. It is very genuine. Yeah. This little guy cannot act this well.
No, I think this is real. And plus, they've never posted a paranormal video, and they don't.
They're a travel. They're like a travel.
Yeah, aren't they camping? I think they're camping in the cemetery. So
here it is, guys. St. Andrew's Church.
Okay, so let's play it then. Go ahead.
Andrew's Church. Stealth camper Chris from the YouTube channel Blot Outdoor Show sets out with his friend Mick on an overnight adventure to the England. The church was built in 1769 and it's been abandoned for nearly 50 years.
We're going to stealth camp next to this old, spooky, abandoned church. It's been abandoned since like the 1970s.
Now, it should be mentioned that Chris is not a ghost hunter, nor has he ever uploaded any videos related to the paranormal. In fact, he says he's a skeptic and doesn't really get spooked by that sort of thing.
I mean, I'm very skeptical of that kind of stuff, so I'm not going to try and condingo, use mandingos, if you know what I'm talking about.
Now, to make this even creepier, the church is surrounded by an old graveyard. So Chris and Mick set up their tent amongst the graves and relax. Soon it gets dark, and then the two guys decide to take a peek inside the old church.
There we go, folks. Yeah. Well, like I say, I'm not scared, and I'm not one of these people that get to shiver up the spine or things like this. To me, it's not spooky, but we'll still have a look around. Like I say, guys, it's been abandoned since the 1970s. Obviously, they must leave the door open now and again.
Little guy's out of there.
I'm out of here. Sorry, guys.
LOL.
What the was that?
Can you pause this for a second?
Okay, hang on. Give me 1 sec. I'll pause.
I think Mick's filled his pants.
Okay, what's that, Dave?
Now that is a true ghost hunters, guys. This is why I like when normal people do that. One, that loud, that was just a loud bang, but I mean, when you're alone, there's something doing it. But the thing is, they go out here now and they get drunk, and then they go back in, and I love it. I love them for that. I love them for that.
Oh, Jennifer M says, "Oh, that was funny," and Kasoon said he's scared. LOL. But before, it was kind of lagging. But Kasoon, we were talking about a woman. I've never met a woman that gets turned on by men's feet. It's always men by women's feet. And he goes, "How could you get turned on by an ugly foot of a man?" But I'm going to give anybody listening a little bit of advice out here very quickly. But it made me think of this. If you are thinking of sending a picture of something that should be better left covered and private down below, keep it to yourself. And I will tell you right now, because I have never met a woman, being a woman myself, and been the recipient of these pictures. Not one of us has ever been excited, happy, or turned on by it. So if you are misled to think that a woman will be, I guarantee you 100% no woman ever will be. And that's my dating advice for you. Yeah. I'm sorry, but it is, right, Dave?
Don't send unsolicited pics to people. They don't care.
Especially women. Women do not care. And I have had women that we've had very in-depth talks about many private subjects. I'm giving you some free dating advice or anything. Never send an unsolicited picture to a woman like that, because no woman will ever go, "Oh my God, that's fabulous." Never.
No. In fact, it'll be more like investigating a haunted house. They'll just scream and run.
All the women are all laughing at the chat. They know exactly what I'm talking about, because I've got them. All of us have got them before. Not usually it's like, Ew. I don't know what made me think of it, but I'm telling you guys, don't ever do it, because not one, unless you got one, and I mean, everybody's different, but I have talked to a heck of a lot of women all from around the world, and not one of us has ever said, oh my God, that was wonderful. It's creepy, right, Julie? Another kind of creepy. Okay, let's finish this video. Sorry, guys.
The thingy at the foot of the bed.
I get skin in my dinners only be done these. I think Mick's got a lug of a jugger in his only pedandies. You know what I mean?
Nice big hole.
That's the fastest I've ever seen you run.
The two friends hear a loud bang that spooks them enough that they need a refreshing cold beverage in the graveyard. But after a bit of cold beverages, Chris is able to convince his friend Mick to go back inside the old creepy church once more. It did not go well.
He's not happy about it, but I've convinced Mick to have one more look inside this so-called haunted church. Go on then, Schmick.
Keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open.
Oh, well, I'll go on first. Right, Mick, you follow me.
He's making him go in
The
first.
first time we came in, I think we just let our imaginations run away with ourselves, which is easy when you're in the pitch black and you're having a few. Just leave that door open, Mick. I mean, I can see why people come here, Mick, and do the old spooky, ghostly tours and look for the paranormal readings and stuff like that. It's not my kind of thing. My kind of thing is sitting in a tent and getting mangled, spangled, and totally grim crankled. But each to their own, wherever your hobby is. Let's have a look over here, Schmick. Oh, here we go. I've got a photograph of young Chris here. Oh, sorry, guys. It's not young Chris. Apologies. It's Jesus Christ. Howard and Son.
Milky buttons there.
Yeah, Milky Buttons. What the
It's not as fast as
Mix away. Ooh, shut that door. What? Right, guys. Oh, I'm not one of these ones that get scared like that. But that's twice we've been in there, and twice I've heard about. I think Nick's dropped his guts. I think he's filled his pants. It's all right, Nick. I've got some baby wipes in my bag.
baby wipes.
That was proper dodgy, that like.
Another loud bang echoes through the church, and the two campers have had about enough. They spend the night outside in their tent and don't go back into the church for the rest of the night.
Good night, guys.
But did you see it?
Did you see
Chris
it?
and Nick are completely unaware of the dark, shadow-like figure peering out at them from behind a
What the
doorway.
heck was that?
That is, until their loyal viewers pointed out to them in the video comment section. Now again, Chris and Mick are not ghost hunters, nor are they interested in ever making videos about the paranormal. So just who or what is this? You can watch this entire stealth camping adventure over on the YouTube channel, Blot Outdoors Show.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hi, Monday goes.
You all right? Yeah.
Yeah. So what
See,
was
I
that?
got-
Black? What was
See,
that?
I
Black?
didn't. I looked at it. I watched it several times, and I watched it on the big screen, and I blew it up out there and looked at it. And for some reason, because it doesn't look like somebody's faking something, but it does look like it might be. It's almost like we're misinterpreting what it was. It seems like there might be even like a big brown pole or something, and it's just as you pass it that it looks like somebody. I don't know. I'm just saying. I didn't personally feel it was something like that. I don't know what made the noise though. I hope they went back during the day though and wondered if it was like a cat or something was in there or knocked it down, or was it scary, or maybe
Well, I
not.
think they were 3 sheets to the wind because who would just go outside and sleep in the graveyard still?
Me
Like, how
too, yeah. I mean, even if I wouldn't go to sleep, and I don't mind sleeping in the graveyard, but after I've been in through it and smashed twice who I was with, I'm like, let's get some flashlights. I need to find out what's in there before I close my eyes and fall asleep.
Michelle says she thought it was a good video over on TikTok, and she's got hashtags. I'm trying to comment. My computer's acting up, and it because she said never ever, meaning about the pictures, but she thought that was a good video. Kassoon thinks it's a human figure, and Kelly said she'd take her chances inside first.
I would sleep inside the church before I slept outside, especially.
I'm thinking, like, you're not that far away, dude. If you know anything about spirits, if it is a spirit, it can go through the walls quite easily.
Yeah, it's gonna get you, but yeah. So I don't think they're worried, but it's a fun video anyway. Is it paranormal? Yeah, who knows?
Yeah,
but it sure is entertaining, and their guys are it's so refreshing. See, that's you know what, you guys would be surprised. I have gone on paranormal investigations where stuff like that happens, and that's all it is. And that's all you got to take it for. And we'll try to go, we've heard noises and went and investigated, and there's nothing here to fall. There's nothing here to fall. We were in the basement of this one really big building one time, and it was a really scary, long, like cement hallway. It's very creepy, like a dungeon. But at the end, there was an old kitchen, because apparently there was a kitchen down there at some point because they cooked meals like 50, 100 years ago, whatever. But there was a ledger that was on like a heavy, what are those called? Like a notebook or something. It was on one of the counters, and we all went off to investigate, and we heard a noise that was very loud. And we all ran back in there, and we're like, we didn't know what it was. The ledger had fell off the counter, and it landed just flat enough to hear that slap.
Mm-hmm.
To this day, we don't know if it just fell off or if it was pushed off. Of course, we tried debunking it by opening windows up and see if there was a breeze that came in or something like that. We couldn't find anything, but that stuff can be unnerving. But I like those guys. I like how they went back in, and that guy, it was just good video. I would say if those guys should go on ghost hunts.
Well, Kassoon says it's a hooded monk-like shape. And then Kenneth Vitito, I hope I said that right. He said, y'all want to be scared, you should just have one of my ex-mother-in-laws over for dinner.
All right.
Oh, geez. And then Kassoon says, by the way, guys, you got to play some videos from Dee's Dark Adventure channels. Okay, so we're going to stop you right there, because that's why we have our group called The Thing at the Foot of the Bed with Lorilei Potvin and David Hanzel on Facebook, because you guys should send us those clips in there, tag us in them, and we will be happy to play them.
We'll play them. Yeah.
We'd be more than happy, because Shannon, you mentioned a great channel. If you would be so kind to post the link in the group, we will go through there. Make sure to tag us so we remember. You just have to put @ and type our name. It'll come up. And then same as you, Kassoon, if you wouldn't mind, please, because we would love to see other sources. Please do so. That's why the group is there.
Kenneth said that holy water does not work on them. Are you talking about your ex-mother-in-laws?
Yeah, probably.
You're not using enough water. Maybe you have to submerge them a little bit more.
We all have people like that in our life. I'm sure we do.
I think I told that story. It's a cute, funny story, but an ex of mine was very Catholic and played piano for the Catholic things. Anyway, there's a bottle of holy water in one of our cupboards. It was like in this plastic bottle with a cross on it. And it was always in there. I never really thought about it. But we had this big argument and discussion one time because I was talking about angels and we were talking about something paranormal. And he said, well, you shouldn't believe in stuff like that. He said, that's not good. And God's going to get you and blah, blah, blah. And I said, oh, really? I said, I walked in and I grabbed the holy water. I said, what do you think is going to happen if I drank this? And his eyes literally, I mean, he looked like he was horrified.
But then
But
you go back to
I'm a jerk, so I drank it in front of him. I just
yeah,
went.
but you go back to belief systems.
Yeah,
and
it's belief
the fact
system.
that you have been fed since you've been not you, the global you, anybody
Yeah, the global,
has
yeah.
been fed and taught since they've been a small child, right? And so I can just imagine what his face did after you drank it.
Oh gosh, it was funny. It's like, are you waiting for me to burst in flames?
Yeah.
And then I was explaining to them that holy water is, if you're praying over water, you don't need to be a priest or anything.
Exactly.
You can pray over your water yourself, and that water can just have the most beautiful benefit as anybody else would do. There's no special anointed person that is in charge of making water holy. It can be done by any human being, as far as I'm concerned.
I've made my own holy water.
Yeah.
I mean, crystal water, moon
Yes.
water. So, you can make sun water. You can make all kinds of things.
There's that what was that guy's name who did the experiment with the water that called it?
Dr. Emoto.
Yeah, Dr. Emoto. I wrote something on that. It's on my thing. I used him in there, but I did an experiment where I had a glass of water and I said really positive things to it all the time. Really positive things, really positive things, really positive things. And I left it in the fridge. And when my mom came over, she wasn't feeling well. And I said, here, do you want some water? And she goes, yeah. And I just gave her that glass of water. A little while later, I just asked, like, how do you feel? She goes, I feel better. And I'm like, oh, I wonder if it worked. I don't know if it worked, but it was cool that you can put stuff in that water. And so that wasn't a placebo for her. I didn't say, here's water that's been blessed with everything, handed it to her. And then she said, oh, I feel better. It's like, here's a glass of water. Because I wanted to see.
But it kind of is, but kind of isn't. Placebo is a person believes.
Oh, placebo is only if she knew it. Yeah. I never.
No, but what I'm saying, I'm kind of puzzling it out loud, but in a way, you gave her some water, and then you asked her afterwards, and she said, "I kind of feel better." Right? I wonder if you had told her, because I know placebo is a person thinks they're getting the real thing when they're not, and it's the power of suggestion. They say with the placebo that causes a healing effect. So maybe it wasn't a placebo, but maybe after you told her, I wonder if you would have told her what.
Oh, I don't think I've ever told her that I did that. She just felt better. I think this was years and years and years ago. Years ago.
I believe in the water experiment. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
It's been done with plants. It's been done with all kinds of things.
If any of you ever want to, go to my website, thewhispertome.com, and go to the section where I have the articles that I've written. I have an article that I wrote on spirit and water that was published in a couple, just like small magazines, but it was published in there. Go check it out. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, and the main thing is, if everything is energy, which I believe it is, I think you do too, Dave, your words, your thoughts, and your emotions. Oh, you know what? Speaking of that, I've seen a video today that I thought was cool that was saying that, now I don't know if I necessarily agree, but I did look it up, that they said that there's been a study done and an emotion that is 4,000 times more powerful than love. And I wrote it down. Let me check the name of it for you guys while I'm looking. And I thought, well, I've always believed there's nothing more powerful than the emotion of love. Anyways, this experiment was done. I have the name of it. It's something experiment. I will find it as I'm talking to you. Give me 1 sec here. I sent it to myself. I know I did. Give me 1 sec as I'm going through here. Okay. It's most powerful frequency to leave the human body. And what it was authenticity, it said. And what it was talking about was us being truly authentic, telling the truth, loving ourselves. It was quite a powerful experiment. And I forget who he said who did it. I had it written down here. It's actually a research facility. So in a way, it was love, but it was talking about self-love and being authentic to yourself and to other people, truly being yourself. I thought it was pretty powerful.
You could, any love that is completely unconditional, which means you have zero condition on loving that thing. If there's an experiment you can do, and I've been trying to do it more, I'm working on it, and I'll tell you guys what it is. I haven't even told Lorilei yet, but there's this, it's like if you can go into the woods and see like a squirrel and look at that squirrel and connect with it and actually love that squirrel, love without condition of it coming near you, or even a dog or a cat. If you can love it completely without it coming near you or showing you anything in return, but you can still love it, that is authentic love. It's kind of like almost the love that a lot of moms have for their children. Like their children could do some very terrible, terrible, terrible things. And the mom goes, yes, those are terrible things, but I still love them. That's authentic love. It's probably stronger than anything.
Well, there's nothing. Well, I've always told my children that, you know what? There's nothing that would ever make me stop loving them. Nothing. I said, you could do the most horrible thing on the planet. Yes, I will hate that you've done something that horrible, but I will never stop loving you. And it really is. Yeah, it's such a powerful feeling. Now I can't find the name of this. It started with an S, and it was a research facility. If I can remember, I can find it, guys. I will send it to you to let you see what it was. But it was it was really interesting to see that there's actually a research facility that's doing this and researching it. So to me, it was no, we're not talking about mother-in-laws, and we are not talking about politics. It's a politics-free channel here. We love having you here, but just so you know.
I love my dog better than my mother-in-law. Dogs that do that too. If you can love a dog still that bites you, it was really hard.
Okay, so I'm going to give you an example. Okay, so my previous shepherd that I had, Shiloh.
That's okay, Kenneth.
I had a dog named Katie, a little white Westhead. None of them are alive anymore, but I heard my dog Katie crying outside, and my German shepherd that was still about 8 months old tore my Westie up, Katie. I thought she was going to die. Luckily, Katie lived. Everything got settled down. We had to keep a muzzle on Shiloh because we didn't know if Shiloh was going to hurt Katie. Long story short, this is many years ago. We learned to retrust Shiloh. And I didn't stop loving Shiloh. I didn't stop loving her at all. She had done a horrible thing. Katie was my baby, but I still loved her and loved her deeply.
We have that similar, like my dog Toto.
No worries, Kenneth. No worries.
Yeah, my parents, two older, they're big dogs, killed my Toto. And it took me years. I watched both those dogs for what? It was like 6 years that I had. And then I tell you, it was difficult. I'm not an animal. And it's funny, those animals, you know dang well, they didn't do it malicious. They didn't do it to hurt me. No. They did it for whatever animals do stuff like that for. But it took me a long time to forgive them too. But, you know, if you
I forgave them because I understood what it was. Katie was always the alpha. I had 5 dogs, but they were all little dogs. And I underneath myself, and Dell was part of our pack, if you will, my kids. But when I think she was asserting her dominance, and obviously Shiloh was a German shepherd, Katie was a little peanut. And like I said, we got over it and we got past it, but it's part of dog psychology and pack mentality. And we need to understand that too, right?
Yep. And Kenneth, you're absolutely true, because Kenneth says that he had his dog bite him, but he still loved him. I'm the same way, Kenneth. I've been bitten by our dogs before too, and it's like, I still love you.
And Kenneth, please don't apologize. You're new here and we're glad to have you. That's why I just pointed it out. So don't you worry. You're fine. Okay.
Kasoon, is it an African dog, Dave? What do you mean?
You have to explain that one. And Julie, who's the animal communicator, says, yep, exactly. So you know what you need to understand. And then when you can break that communication, right? Because I'm sure you got to remember too, and I do really believe this, especially with dogs with pack mentality, they consider you part of their pack. We look like pretty strange pack members without fur and everything else, but they consider us as part of the pack. Well, he said Toto. Oh, that song by Toto.
Toto, Africa. No, actually Toto was named Toto because when we found her, she looked exactly like Toto from The Wizard of Oz. She looked just like her. But you know what? It is 8:55.
I know. See, Dave, you guys, I was sick and Dave was being so sweet because he said, maybe we should do a replay. And I said, no, we're going to do the show because we love hanging out with you guys. And we know our regular peeps always look forward to hanging with us. So we're glad everybody was here. So Dave, you want to tell them how to get a hold of you and everything?
So by the way, real quickly, tell you how to get a hold of me. But remember, you can join our Facebook group, The Thing at the Foot of the Bed with Lorilei Potvin and David Hanzel. We'd be more than happy to have all of you guys in there. And we'll be doing readings in there after the first of the year, just for fun and kind of talk about stuff we can't talk about here. If you would like to know more about me, you can go to my website, theywhispertome.com. It is the only place where you can book a reading with me, unless you find my link tree someplace. I never, ever, ever will private message you, and neither will Lorilei. We don't solicit our readings in a private message. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram or TikTok, it's Medium David Hanzel. And on Facebook and YouTube, it's The Spirit Experience. And my Facebook page is called They Whisper to Me. I know that's a lot to unpack. Just find one of my link trees and you'll get it from there. Go ahead, Lorilei.
Okay, everybody, if you enjoyed what you were watching tonight, stay tuned because the second night of the Outer Realm with the amazing Michelle DeRoche, she's also our station manager, is coming up right next with her co-host Amelia Pisano, and there's always great programming on the show. You know that we got multiple shows daily, so thank you for joining us. Kevin says, by the by, love talking to you. We love talking to you too, so tell all your friends and family. It's a fun show. I do one Monday nights and Dave and I do this one every Thursday night. So like you said, everybody's saying great show. We love having you guys here. You guys make this show.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Kenneth. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Kasoon for waking up at the butt crack of dawn.
Everybody. So please share, like, and subscribe and tell everybody about us. The more the merrier. If you ever want to get a hold of me right now, for the time being, you can get a hold of me on facebook.com/The Angel Rock. If you want to book a reading, I do Akashic Records reading, psychic mediumship. I do energy healing, crystal Reiki. I do teaching and mentoring. I'm also available on all social media platforms, either under Lorilei Potvin or The Angel Rock. I have a YouTube channel, The Angel Rock with Lorilei Potvin. You can also get a hold of me on there. I've got teaching videos under the video section at the bottom. In the new year, though, I am going to be teaching my first course. Probably sounds like beginning in around March-ish, it looks like. And then I should have a domain name website. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I also have two groups on Facebook, Paranormal University for all things paranormal, the Angel Rocker Tribe for all things spiritual. Thank you for all the get better wishes. I appreciate that. Hopefully I can kick this in the butt by tomorrow or at least the weekend. And I will be back Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with The Angel Rock and our own Carrie Lynn Shellhorn with Spirit Switchboard, who's on tomorrow, 6 p.m. She's going to be joining me, so you know we're going to have lots of fun. Anyways, we love you all so much. Stay spooky.
Stay spooky, you guys. And what's at the foot of your bed? That's all I said.
I'm right out of it next week. And if you're new here, Dave and I always try to say it at the same time, but we didn't. Anyways, we love you all. We'll see you next week, everybody. Have fun.
Bye-bye.